You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Rocks and Stones, Part 2. If you are a follower of Jesus Christ and He lives within you, then you have been brought to life from a position of being nothing to being something. Your heart of stone has been turned into a heart of flesh. What that means is there is something going on inside which is bringing you to life, and it's something very special. You are a very special person. You know, Jesus can make something out of nothing, and that's what this series is all about. You know, as a little knock-kneed kid in the back blocks of Dunedin, New Zealand, I always had the sense that I was alive for something special. It wasn't an arrogance in any way. In fact, it was the opposite. I had to deal with a lot of inferiority and insecurity as a youngster and teenager. And in a sense, I was sort of overlooked. I was about the youngest. An accident. My parents always looked at my older siblings to be the ones who were going somewhere in life and would achieve great things. So not so much Ralph, the afterthought. And I remember my parents being genuinely surprised that I could play the guitar and sing so well as a young adult. It wasn't a deep thing in any way, and our home was a very loving, warm home. There was no problems there, but that's what I came out of. But I knew because I knew that God had His hand on my life and had something special in the future. And it was a sort of a sense of purpose and destiny. And actually, it's the same for all of us. God actually calls us special. In 1 Peter 2:9, it says this, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession." Look at that. "That you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." And in verse 10 it says, "Once you were not a people, once you were stone, but now you are a people of God. Once you had not received mercy, you were nothing, but now you have received mercy." To be special means distinct, extraordinary, set apart, astonishing. It's a God factor, the God particle. And here Peter says that you came from nothing, or you were not a people. In verse 10, from nothing to something, from rejected to accepted. Perhaps Peter, when he wrote this to his Jewish friends, was thinking about the words of John the Baptist in Matthew 3:9, where it says, "And do not think you can say to yourselves, we have Abraham as our father." He's talking to the Jews. "I tell you that out of these stones God can raise up children for Abraham." And that's because the Jewish people were famous in claiming their status from their family trees. He's saying, no, you weren't anything, but Christ can make you something. Peter goes on actually in chapter 2 verse 4, he says, "As you come to Him, the living stone," talking about Jesus, "rejected by humans but chosen by God and precious to Him." Here it is. "You also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ." Living stones, precious, prized, valuable. The contrast to a dead stone or a nothing couldn't be greater. It's an oxymoron, a seeming contradiction in terms, because there's nothing about a stone that lives. I heard recently that stones can absorb sound waves and can store up sounds, a bit like a USB stick. But try as you might, you can't resuscitate a stone. No matter how much CPR you do on it, it's dead. Once we were not, but now are. Once had not, but now have. Jesus can make something out of nothing. Something beautiful, the song says, something good. All my confusion he understood. All I had to offer him was brokenness and strife. But he made something beautiful out of my life. God bless you.